Now on CoastTV News.
Ferry freeze and fees. Weather continuing to cause issues for the fleet and why the ferry is now considering a price hike to make that trip. Plus, moratorium moves challenge, the latest in Ocean City over the issue of short-term rentals between property owners and the Ocean City Council.
Sun is shining on Delmarva, but those wind chills still in the teens at this hour. I'm tracking a mini thaw. Temperatures rising back into the 40s. I'll let you know when that occurs coming up.
And we're now taking a live look at downtown Milan, Italy, just after 5 p.m. there. 6-hour time difference as the 25th Olympic Winter Games continue. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Today is Monday, February 9th. I'm Grace Eckerly, and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. It's another day of cancellations for the Cape May-Lewes Ferry. This just in, due to high winds and winter weather, the ferry says all trips scheduled for today have been canceled. The Cape May-Lewes Ferry canceled several trips over the past 2 weeks because of these icy conditions over the bay. The U.S. Coast Guard's Delaware sector says ice-breaking efforts will continue with a focus on keeping buoys in place to ensure safe navigation. In case you were wondering, according to Chris, the ocean temperature clocking in at 34 degrees this morning. And while on the topic of the ferry, tonight the Delaware River and Bay Authority will hold a public gathering about proposed fee changes for the ferry. Changes to be considered are fare adjustments to reflect some inflation pressures and selected fare decreases to encourage family and multi-trip travel. The virtual meeting will be held tonight at 6:30 p.m. with the link on their website. And taking a live look into Rehoboth Beach this morning, it may look sunny and the waves are crashing. It wouldn't be a nice beach day though, because it's very chilly. Turning out to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono, hopefully with some good news.
Hey there, Grace. Yes, we're dreaming about those warm beach days at this hour, because I'll tell you what, the cold just continues. We broke a record cold high on Sunday in Georgetown of 20 degrees. That breaks the record of 27 set back in 2007. And taking a live look at the icy docks there in Cambridge, we have bright blue skies, 23 degrees, but we continue to see bitter wind chills across the area. It feels like 9 in Rehoboth, 8 in Lewis, feeling like 14 in Georgetown, 11 in Harrington. We have clear skies under the influence of high pressure, plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. We're going to top out in the low 30s. Many of us are going to struggle to get to the freezing mark, but the good news is the winds are going to be relaxing through the evening, so we're not going to be seeing the bitter sub-zero wind chills tonight and into tomorrow morning. So we have plenty of sunshine through the day today, highs in the low 30s. We'll talk more about the mini thaw coming up and how long the dry weather is going to stick around in that full 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. Happening today, communities in Sussex County will continue to prepare their budgets for fiscal year 2027. The Dewey Beach Finance Committee is expected to review a draft document. According to the agenda for the committee meeting, they could vote on recommendations and send them to town council for approval. The budget discussion is set for this afternoon at 4:30. And also happening today, a public hearing for a proposed ordinance regarding accessory dwelling units. According to the agenda for the Lewis City Council meeting, officials will review an ordinance that would allow these structures in certain zoning districts. And according to the ordinance, some of those permitted zones include the suburban zone and residential low density. Lewis officials will gather at 5:30 p.m. tonight. And Ocean City officials, they're moving forward with a plan to limit short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods. The proposed ordinance would cap short-term rental licenses in R1 and mobile home districts at 10% of all properties. According to town documents, that would currently allow up to 375 licenses. That leaves about 55 new licenses available. Existing licenses would remain valid, but new licenses would prioritize Ocean City residents with applications handled on a first-come, first-served basis. According to the town, the ordinance must pass by March 2nd to take effect for the 2026 rental season. In the fight over short-term rentals in Ocean City, that comes as a petition for a possible referendum was submitted to the Ocean City Town Hall. This was in response to the council's decision to extend a moratorium on new rental licenses by a full year. The paperwork submitted about 3 weeks ago. And when the town counts and verifies those signatures, expected this week, a possible referendum could be scheduled, just like last year, where voters overturned a minimum stay requirement in Ocean City. And Maryland Governor Wes Moore says he was uninvited from this year's National Governors Association bipartisan dinner. That is a long-standing event meant to bring governors from both parties together with the president. Moore called the decision disrespectful, and the White House has not yet commented. And happening now, Ghislaine Maxwell appearing on Capitol Hill just moments ago. She was scheduled for a deposition before the House Oversight Committee, and the committee's chair said she was likely to plead the Fifth, and she did just that. According to AP News' reporting, Maxwell has been avoiding questioning surrounding Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell was an accomplice of the convicted sex offender. She herself was convicted in 2021 of sex trafficking a minor, as well as other charges. We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. this Monday morning as lawmakers are returning to Capitol Hill today with just days to find a funding solution on the Department of Homeland Security. If funding is not agreed upon, the department could shut down. Reed Binion showing us how each side is now negotiating to get a deal done.
The ball is in the court right now of the Republicans.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries ahead of a crucial deadline for funding the Department of Homeland Security, saying Democrats are standing firm by their demands.
Dramatically reform the way in which ICE and other immigration enforcement agencies are conducting themselves.
Jeffries saying if that doesn't happen, a DHS shutdown would be the fault of Republicans.
They're making the explicit decision to shut down the Coast Guard, shut down FEMA, and shut down TSA.
Lawmakers have just days to find a DHS funding solution or see the agency shut down. The deadline is Friday. Democrats' list of requirements for a bill to fund DHS and reform ICE include requiring immigration enforcement agents to wear body cameras and remove face masks, among other conditions. Certain Republican lawmakers have indicated openness to some of those demands.
When I was mayor of Miami-Dade County, we put body cameras on all Miami-Dade County police. Putting what agency you're from, I have no problem with that.
But other demands are seeing more pushback from Republicans.
A lot of times those face masks are there to protect the ICE agent themselves.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
New this morning, Delaware's paid leave program off to a strong start. The Department of Labor says claims for paid time off opened January 1st and the first payments went out last week. Most approved claims so far are for medical and parental leave, with others helping caregivers and military families. Now stay with us on CoastTV News Midday, because coming up after the break, back the blue for Corporal Snook, the turnout of this weekend's events.
It's a frigid, sunny Monday on Delmarva. There's good news. This Arctic outbreak is going to break tomorrow as we see those temperatures get back above the 40-degree mark. Congratulations to Ron of Georgetown, Delaware, on winning your umbrella from Coast TV. Coming up, we will talk about how long the dry, cold weather is going to stick around.
You're watching a memorial sticker for a fallen Delaware State Police trooper placed on a car at the Georgetown DMV. People came to the Back the Blue event on Sunday to honor Corporal Matthew Ty Snook, who was killed in the line of duty in December. Each sticker had Snook's name and end of watch. Organizers say the day is somber, but also uplifting.
I really get a lot out of it personally, to see the community come together with law enforcement, because everybody always talks about how there's such a divide when the majority of the people actually truly support our men and women in blue.
All money raised is going directly to the Snook family. And if you are not familiar, Corporal Matthew Ty Snook was killed Tuesday, December 23rd, while working overtime at the DMV just before he was supposed to take vacation. In his final moments, Snook remained a hero. After being shot from behind, Corporal Snook stood, gave instructions, and pushed others out of harm's way. Police say the shooter, who did not know Corporal Snook, only shot at Corporal Snook and then waited for responding officers before firing at them. The shooter was killed in that crossfire. Coming up, Chris Mastrobono working hard in the First Alert Weather Center. See your full forecast after this.
Well, all we have left is just to dream about the warmer days on the beach and by the pool. You could see a live look into Rehoboth. We have blue skies, and you notice the ice well out there offshore, and you could actually see it on radar as well. 21 degrees in Rehoboth, and you could see the ice accumulation here along the coast out across the Atlantic and the Delaware Bay, and there's the snowpack. You can see it from northern Sussex County through the midshore on points north. Many are asking, when is it going to melt? Because we have basically just like a crusty ice along the landscape. You can see not much from Ocean City on southward, and we are under the influence of high pressure. You can see those cloud streets well off the Atlantic as that Arctic air filters over the warmer ocean, and a warm front is going to be pushing through our area come tomorrow, helping to start the warming trend. 24 right now in Ocean View. Winds are calm. We're at 18 degrees in Lewes, 22 in Georgetown, 20 in Bridgeville. But again, it's the wind chill continues to be a thorn in our side, feeling like now 12 in Lewes, feeling like 14 in Georgetown, 16 in Ocean City. Now the winds are going to continue to relax themselves through the afternoon, still seeing some gusts near 15 miles an hour. It's all blue here on our temperature trend. This is an indicator of below average temperatures where you see the darker blues, that's even further below average. And you can see we have been well below average since the last portion of January, and all of this month so far we have seen below average temperatures, and we're going to do that again today. Those temperatures struggling to get to the freezing mark. We'll see a few high clouds begin to increase as we fall from 30 down to 21 this evening. Now the wind chills are going to generally be in the teens and 20s for the remainder of the day. Now as we go into the overnight, you notice by tomorrow morning wind chills are in the low 20s. That's going to be kind of where we're going to be at as far as the air temperature is concerned. So not much of a wind chill factor, and you can see those winds really begin to relax themselves as we go into the evening. And then by tomorrow, notice a southerly wind, and that's going to help get those temperatures not only above the freezing mark, but above 40 degrees. So a few high thin clouds are going to be increasing through the evening. Mostly cloudy start to our Tuesday, and it will be kind of in and out of the clouds tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy skies, but much warmer. Lower to mid 40s, and then we'll see a brief chance of a shower or sprinkle as we go into the wee hours of Wednesday morning, right before daybreak. You can see that rain, maybe even a little sleet there right into the early morning hours. But Wednesday is primarily a dry day, a breezy day, as a cold front will usher in some cooler air by Thursday and Friday. But we're dry for Valentine's Day. It's late Sunday into Monday. We see an area of low pressure past our west. We are on the warmer side. You can see we're warm all the way up to the Poconos with this storm system, but we'll continue to fine-tune the track. But it looks like generally a rain event at this point as we go into the second half of the weekend, and we are trending above average as we go to the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, well above average throughout that time span. 38 into Friday. We are mostly dry throughout the week, and then watching that system Sunday into Monday that could begin as a wintry mix and then go over to rain as we go into the early part of next week. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And coming tonight on DSN, your game of the night live at 5:45. Parkside hosts Pocomoke boys basketball. Then catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. You can watch that game we just mentioned on DSN Plus along with these exclusives. At 5:45, Howard hosts Sanford in girls basketball. At 5:30, Parkside visits Pocomoke in girls basketball. Also at 5:30, Cambridge South Dorchester hosts Queen Anne's in boys basketball. And at 6:30, Sussex Tech faces Sussex Central in girls basketball. And it's day 6 of the competition in the Olympic Winter Games, and our coverage continues all the way to the closing ceremonies on February 22nd, right here on Coast TV. A programming note for you: due to the Winter Olympics from February 9th through the 20th, you can catch Jeopardy on our sister station Fox 21 at its regular time, 7:30 p.m., same show, same time, just a different channel while the games are on. Some happy news here. Hopkins Farm Creamery is expanding. The popular Southern Delaware ice cream spot is officially opening a location on Route 9 in Georgetown. This comes after the creamery already announced plans to move into Lewes, where the old diner was. And on Sunday, the 9th annual Fire and Ice Festival wrapped up at Evans Park in Millville, featuring ice sculptors creating intricate and eye-catching designs. Emily Mace is the membership and programming director for the Bethany Fenwick Area Chamber of Commerce, and she says the frigid temperatures meant people moved through the festival a little quicker than usual, but despite the cold, she still calls this year a success. And still to come on Coast TV News Midday, what would some argue the best part of Super Bowl Sunday? The winners of this year's Puppy Bowl, next. Well, the Super Bowl wasn't the only big game on Sunday. The Puppy Bowl took place hours before, pitted Team Rough against Team Fluff. The game featured more than 150 dogs from 72 shelters across the United States, Puerto Rico, and the British Virgin Islands. The contest was a back and forth affair, And the Seahawks weren't the only winners. Team Fluff won its second consecutive championship and took home the Lombardi Trophy. The game helps to raise awareness for animal shelters and rescue groups across the country. It's great news there. And new this morning, the first round of lineups for performances at the Freeman Arts Pavilion have been announced. Little Big Town, The Fray, Jake Owen, and Lady A, along with a lot of other big names and concert bands. The full list of performances can be found on the Freeman Arts Pavilion Facebook page.
Yeah, we're dreaming of those warm summer concert nights as we take a live look into Lewes, the icy bay there underneath the blue skies, 23 degrees, plenty of sunshine through the afternoon as we struggle to get to the 30-degree mark. You can get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert weather phone. Your 10-day forecast is up next. Well, it's a mostly sunny start to the week here on Delmarva, but another cold one. Most of us are going to struggle to get to the freezing mark. High clouds begin to increase late this afternoon through the evening, so not as cold tonight. We'll drop into the upper teens, lower 20s. We won't have those brutal sub-zero single-digit wind chills come Tuesday morning. We're up to 45 by Tuesday now. As we go into overnight Tuesday and Wednesday, we could see a brief sprinkle, but most of the week is dry. A cold front will usher in a slightly cooler air by the end of the week. Not going to be dealing with Arctic air. We're going to be in the mid to upper 30s. And then Valentine's Day looking very nice at this point. Lower to mid 40s. We are going to be dry. And then our next storm system, a bit more of a significant storm system, rolls in Sunday through Monday. And that could bring a brief wintry mix, but looks to be a primarily rain event as we roll into President's Day. And then a nice warming trend into early next week. We're back up into the 40s and 50s. Grace.
That's some exciting news to look forward to. Thank you, Chris. And thank you for joining us for Coast TV News Midday. If you like more local news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News apps. And don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Monday.